How is it going? I hope you are having as good a day as I'm having. Man, we had fun. I went to the gym mistakenly after having some Korean barbecue. And just, I'm in Alabama right now with no car, so I kind of have to wait for other people to be ready to go in order to go, which sucks in a way, but whatever. And by the time I get there, it's like 9 fucking p.m. and I got all this food in my belly, so it took a minute to get used to everything. Not that it was bad, but if you're walking around with all this fresh Asian meat in you, it's going to be kind of tough, no matter what you're doing. And I had squats today, so, but everything felt pretty good. Physically, I will give it a solid 8.3 because I really brought it back, and I love to see that, and that always hypes me up super well. I think I started the squats with pretty low energy. I wasn't super into it. When I got to 385 for sets of 5, I was just I don't think I was in it. I didn't have that mentality of I gotta drive that shit as hard as I can right now. I was just kind of fucking around being I know I can hit it for 5, so I'm just gonna do it. And that kind of mentality is gonna be what fucking hurts you, every time. It sucks. So dialed the hell in, put on 395, and I killed that last set. Felt very, very good. Had the slight shakies in the core, which is a little scary, but the whole point of my training right now is to get to that that comfy failure of that's where I could perfectly cut it off and be all right, cool. If I go up anymore, I will be at risk of injury. Now mentally, we're gonna put that shit at a solid 8.7 because we had some wonderful homey energy tonight. It was very, very good. When I got to the clean and jerks, core was kind of fried. Legs were very fatigued from the volume and just going heavy. And, clean and jerking is 2 lifts in 1. So doing triples this week, it's pretty fucking tough. And so, I kind of took a minute, went to the bathroom, just kind of hung out for 5-minute break, just drank some water and met some random fucking guy. And man, let me tell you, the homey energy will get you moving. I'm telling you, if you go to the gym and you have a lot of shit days mentally where you feel like your energy and intensity is just not in it, surround yourself with some solid ass homies. Even if you don't know anybody where you are, like I am right now, I'm telling you, the best thing you can do, this isn't even me trying to give advice on how to meet people. It's just a matter of humans gravitate toward others through zero expectation, just straight up raw positive comments and interactions. So I always tell anybody I know, if you're trying to just meet somebody or if you just need that little bit of support that day, the moment you see anybody that impresses you in some certain way, guy I saw was doing some really good formed front squats, was pretty impressed by it, and I was man, that's really good. That's I really appreciate that ass to grass form. I do a lot of Olympic training. And then the moment you both click on that same subject, you can just go on for fucking hours. It's awesome. And especially when you give someone that just completely unobligatory positive comment, more I feel 9 times out of 10, they're going to want to respond in an equally positive way to uplift the conversation. Because sadly enough, most people go their whole day, if not weeks, without getting that unobligatory positive interaction that it just pumps fucking serotonin through the brain. It's awesome. Again, I never want people to believe that you can solely have a good mental energy and get to the gym. You got to be pretty physically tough. But if you're having a little bit of a shit physical day, that mental energy can really bring your intensity back into it. It's a wonderful thing what tricking the mind can do to somebody's body. I felt like shit after the squats. I was very proud of the effort I put in, but when I put the weight down, man, I was just sitting there I am dead. It is over. And I met the guy. he gave some great vibes. It was awesome to hear some nice compliments. There was a guy next to me squatting like 500, and he was like, between you and me, I like your squat more, because he didn't even hit 90. And I was like, brother, dap me up right now. You know, like, that's that interaction I fucking needed today. So by the time I got to the clean and jerks, man, I could just throw that shit around. I was just having fun. Feel like my energy went down a little bit toward 225, 245. But I got to that last set. The homie was nearby, so I had like that mental of like, man, I want to really show off what I got right now. So I think my last set was honestly the best set. I went up to 255, and I was very happy with the form. It always gets to that point where no matter how tired you are or how much working out you've done in Olympic weightlifting, when your core goes and the strength in your main muscle groups go, like my legs, my shoulders, my core were all burning, they were dying. It forces your body to just completely hone in on just technique. And man, the feeling of when you just meet the bar at that perfect lockout, just because you don't have to think about it. It's the last line of defense you have to lock out that lift. And then you just, you know, again, it's some maximum fucking effort right there. It's like mega intensity. But that lockout is like everything. Like the moment I feel that my elbows are there, my core is upright, my intensity is through the roof, I'm like, man, we fucking did it. I don't even care if I fail. That is the set that I wanted. You know, that set where I can just go home and positively and sincerely tell myself and others that was the best I had today. Not that I went till failure and I like died under the weight and I couldn't have pushed another pound. Sure, I probably could have gone up to like 265 if I really, really pushed it. But that's not the point of my training. I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to just give it all I had in that moment. And I fucking did. Otherwise, I guess I could touch up a little bit. I probably should have talked about this first. Now I think about it in retrospect because the chronological order is a little out of fucking whack, but whatever. I don't know who else has this tradition. But I think if you are on a very consistent and solid, like, not saying your diet has to be healthy, but if you eat like the same meals every day for the sake of meal prepping and saving up your money, whatever, and not going out to eat all the time. If you eat like I eat the same 3 meals every day at the same exact times, so my metabolism is very conditioned on like how fast the food flows through my body, all that kind of shit. And I typically have my own little personal pre-workout shit tradition. As not to be too weird, I guess. I don't know if that's going to come off weird, but I think a lot more people are hiding it than you realize that, especially with the amount of caffeine people are taking. I barely even take 100 milligrams of caffeine a day, and I see these motherfuckers on 500, and I guarantee you they are shitting their brains out. And that's not a bad thing, but, you know, it's important to understand what that is going to do to your lifts. Because, again, I am very solid and very scheduled when it comes to the food that enters my body. And because of that, literally, it's a physical response. I'll eat that big meal right before the gym. I'll relax for about 30 to 40 minutes. And then I pre-workout shit, go to the gym. Awesome. And then I can drink the caffeine without worrying about shitting in the awful, horrible public gym restroom. But today, as I mentioned, we had a bit of a fucking hiccup, a bit of a goddamn conundrum, because I can't drive myself, or at least I can't drive anywhere until my people aren't working. And so I ate my meal, realized I didn't have a ride, and they were like, we're going to get Korean barbecue when everybody gets home so you can go after. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I got the intensity. I got the passion. Nothing's going to stop me. And what do you know, when you eat 3 servings of Korean barbecue, by the way, feels very deserved when you cook it yourself. And to be fair, not even outside my diet. I've just been eating like carbs, chicken, and beef. So it actually worked out really well for what I wanted to eat. But, you know, when you eat 3 servings of anything, especially when it's a carb and protein load, right before you're going to go to the gym, and we're literally sitting there eating for probably close to 2 hours. Didn't get to the gym till like 8:30 to 9. Yeah, no, it is what it is. And I got there and I was like, fuck, metabolism is not working with me today. So, you know, I had the unfortunate experience of going to the crunch bathroom, and, you know, every stall has piss on the rim, and I'm just sitting there trying to wipe away my tears before I commit. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm better than that. I'm more special. I deserve more. I was like, I got the squats and the clean and jerks of a lifetime tonight. I ain't gonna shit on this pissy ass toilet. So took my happy ass to the handicap stall. Fucking shoot me, god damn it. But that bitch was clean, and I was not gonna risk it that day. So if somebody had to wait for me that couldn't walk, you know, I'm not getting paid to clean those goddamn toilets, so I ain't gonna do it. Just personally. Anyway, move on from the weird shit. I'm not trying to make you guys weirded out by me, but whatever. That was one of the things that stuck with me today, because I fucking hate public gym restrooms. But in all seriousness, when you have either a diet that's all over the place, out of whack, or you're going to the gym at random times of the day, so you can't, like, either you go to the gym starving because you didn't get to eat your meal in time, or you go to the gym right after eating a really giant fat meal like I did. I mean, thank fuck I didn't eat a bunch of fat and sugar, because then I would have really been fucked. But if you're doing that kind of shit, you're just asking to have a shit workout. It's just how it is, you know? Again, if you're used to eating this giant, fat, sugar-filled meal and then going to the gym at 11 p.m. at night, go for it, you know? If that's what your body's used to, go for it. But, you know, most people, I feel more than not, are gonna go to the gym around like 3 to 6, maybe later. And just depending on the schedule, and then, you know, hopefully get a meal in before they go, if not right after. And those pre-workout shits are fucking devious. they'll bite you where you do not want to be bitten, especially on a squat day. But again, I'm not gonna, it's like the good old saying, it's better to come in the sink than sink in the cum. Your boy is not going to go through the workout with shit in his ass and, you know, have that possibility of losing myself in the middle of a squat. Don't get me wrong, I'll commit through it. I'm not going to fucking bail out of a squat because a little bit leaked out. It's definitely going to ruin my workout. I'm probably going to call my mom and go home and cry while I eat ice cream. But I would much rather have the unfortunate experience of that public bathroom than to fuck up my workout because of my own stubbornness and my lack of a proper schedule. So I guess moral to the fucking story, take that shit with a grain of salt. You know, just try to stick to a basic, like, typical schedule so that your body can work with you instead of you trying to force your body to work with yourself. You know, it's not you can't just tell your body to do something just because you want it to do it. You got to kind of relax and give your body the wiggle room to really get checked in with you. You know, if you force your body to do all this random heavy shit while not having a proper diet or a schedule where your energy is controlled throughout the day, then yeah, it makes fucking sense that you're dying every workout. You know, eat a little bit more carbs. That's where the energy comes from. Make sure you're eating enough protein for that muscle growth. You can have some shit food every now and then, you know, whatever. But just if you're going to eat shit food, at least eat it at the same time every day. Because if you don't, your metabolism's going to be all over the place and you're just going to be in pain. So what did we learn today? Homie energy is fucking awesome. You know, if you're having a shit day like I did, you know, a quote-unquote shitty day, meet someone or find someone you know and exchange some raw positivity. And otherwise, just, you know, commit to a fucking eating schedule, you know, a food plan. Because, again, it is abysmal what your stomach can do to you. And I cannot explain to you the amount of residual fear you will have when you start prairie dogging a shit on a heavy-ass squat. So, this is probably the weirdest shit I've talked about in a while, but fuck it, you know? If you're here for it, you're here for it, whatever. I will be back tomorrow. We got benches and snatches, so shouldn't be too difficult. Hopefully my shoulder is going to be A-okay. I'm sure it will be. Conditioning is off the chain right now. And, you know, I'll be back tomorrow. Just enjoy the lifts in the meantime, and I'll be back. See ya.